Okay, another teaching tape here on a play that everybody calls Hank. I would call it double curl. But what we're looking at here is curls on the outside, a pop, or what a lot of people call an OTB over the ball, and guys going swings or flats. Okay? Now, the way that it's read in the West Coast system is go inside first. Okay? So this becomes number one, and then read off of the squeeze to 2 to 3, okay? And so I don't like this way to read it, okay? And let me tell you why, because to me, all of this stuff is really about why do we do what we do, okay? To me, when you want to run this is obviously kind of a middle close defense, a cover 3 defense. So the person that is in the biggest bind when you have a cover 3 defense is the outside linebacker in terms of when you're running curl flat. Right? He's got the longest distance, the most ground to cover because he's got to cover everything from the hook all the way out to the flat on both sides. Okay? These guys are just taught to cover the middle and then into the hook area. Okay? So the guy that's got to move the most is the outside linebacker. So to me, that's why I like to read this outside, right? So you see it. This is the guy that is most threatened on this play. So that's the first reason. Because those guys have to move the most, cover the most ground, you can get the most movement from them. It's hardest on them to cover both the curl and the flat. So I'm going to work outside first. Okay? The other reason, because these are the deepest routes on the play. When I get a play, I want to hit the deepest route I can. I want to time my feet up to the deepest route, and I want to be on time to the deepest route. So I would read this very much like if I went back here and let's just say I changed this up and I ran curl flat with the tight end and then I checked my back and worked him over the middle. To me, this is the exact same play because if I'm checking the back, I'm definitely not reading him first, right? I'm going to read the curl flat to the outside and then back into the check down. This is the exact same spacing, basically the exact same concept as that. So I'm going to read outside first. Okay, so I'm going to be reading out here and I'm going to be throwing the curl right here off of that outside linebacker. If everything is even, okay, then it doesn't really matter what side you go. But everything's not even. Why? Because I've got 3 receivers over to this side. So when I got 3 receivers, I'm going to always err to the side of the 3 receiver side. Doesn't mean I'll always go to the 3 receiver side, but I'm always going to err to the 3 receiver side if everything is equal. Okay? But let's say it's not equal. Let's say I have more space to the backside. We run this from the middle of the field and I've got more space to work that outside linebacker to the weak side. I could work the weak side, but I always want to err to the 3 receiver side. Why? Because in cover 3, we've got 4 guys underneath. They've got 2 guys underneath to the top, so they're in a better position to take away our 2 receivers. Down here, they've got 2 underneath defenders, but we've got what? 1, 2, 3 receivers. So we're going to overload them to the front side on this particular play. The other thing, I like what Dallas Goedert is doing here is that he's running his pop not over the ball, but staying strong side. He's in the strong side B gap, which doesn't allow this backside guy to get involved as much. If I took this guy and he ran all the way to the hash, now he lets the backside guy get involved more, so now it could be even up. If I'm reading to the strong side, they could push through, and now the backside guy could cover my pop. And so keeping it front side to me is also vital, so we can get the 3-on-2 advantage to the front side, and I'm throwing it outside. And here's the thing, he goes inside first, trying to get the squeeze. Now bodies are all around it, and now he's late to get to the outside throw, and now he's got to create. Okay, here's another look at the Hank. Okay, so we're going to do it again. Okay, now this time, this guy's a little bit more over the ball. Don't like it. I'd rather him stay front side, stay right here in that B gap, attack that Mike linebacker over there, but they're reading it inside first. Like, do I have it? Well, maybe squeeze, okay. He feels the squeeze and actually works over to this side. And so He does it right off the squeeze. They're just not able to hit it back there to that side. But again, I want you to look at the front side, okay? So our 3 receivers to the front side, we're on the backside hash. If this guy goes and uses up over here, read this guy first. Instead of reading the inside guy, read this guy first. Boom, there's your curl. There's your window right there. You actually have both of them if you want them. And then if you feel this guy push out, you can recover right back to the inside, be on time to the throw on the outside, and have success. Okay, here's another version of it. Okay, this is what I call flock. Okay, so flock, instead of Hank, flock gets you your guy over the ball, or inside I should say, and then instead of the curl flat, what they run is these one-step routes and then curls on the inside. Curls on the inside, one-step routes outside. So it gets you the same thing, right? You're attacking the curl flat on the outside on both sides, just like you would with a normal curl flat, and then you've got your guy over the ball. So to me, again, should be an outside-in read, but so many people teach read inside first, right? So he reads inside and he sticks it on here because that's what it becomes. It's not really a read. It's if you can throw it to this guy, throw it to him. So they throw it to him and then bang, look at that. We got 3 guys. We got bodies all over him there as we throw it to him, which is what you often see is those 2 inside defenders are there to squeeze what they call the OTB or the guy over the ball. So now let's read it the opposite. Let's say we're going to read the outside hook defender. Hook the curl defender, okay? So it's really this guy on the top. So we come out and we read him. Boom, what do we got? We got the easy one step right here. Boom, we got all kinds of space and we're able to rock and roll, all right? On the bottom, okay, they actually try to fake it. So really, this is my read guy here on this. Okay, he stays tucked inside, and now I don't like the one step. I'd like these guys to be more of a hitch out here, 3 to 4 yard hitch, maybe a normal 5 yard hitch, so I can gain ground when I complete it. But you see how the outside is the open area because these guys have the most ground to cover to be able to play this defense. So outside is where, to me, I'm always going to start on this play. Okay, here's one final look at this. All right, curl, and they're going to motion somebody over here to the flat on this particular play. And then they're going to have over the ball, curl, flat, over here to this side. Okay, so there's the motion. All right, so here we go again, dropping down to it. Now, if you're reading inside first, okay, you're probably taking this one right now. Okay, I get that. Okay, if you're actually coming back and reading to the left side first, now we're going to read this guy first, look for the curl, and then it's all off of this guy. But you're going to see one of these guys is going to be open. Now he turns and drives the underneath one. Okay, maybe he does that if your eyes are over there. And then you see the huge window to the curl route, and I'm not settling for the 5 yard, bang, bang, catch, get hit like we see again right here. Now, Jordan Love goes to the backside first. Okay, so he is actually reading curl flat first, which is what I like, but he's going to the backside, and what did we talk about? We've got our 3 receivers front side against 2 defenders front side. So I'd rather read front side unless I know this guy is cheating over, or I know the ball is over in the middle, or the ball's on the other hash. So I know I have more spacing over there in which they have to cover, right? Less space to cover because this linebacker is playing into the short side, okay? And we don't have a third guy threatening him right here. So I'd rather Jordan Love go, hey, everything's equal, or I've got more space to the left, then use my numbers. Always use my numbers and go. So that to me is how I like to read the Hank concept. Everybody else wants to read it inside out. I want to read it outside in. I want to favor the 3 receiver side if everything is equal, and favor the spacing side because to me, that's what allows you the most success.